Some cars start out as affordable vehicles, but over time, become highly sought-after collector's items. The key to spotting a future classic is identifying models with unique characteristics, limited availability, and strong enthusiast followings before their value skyrockets. If you can predict which cars will appreciate in price, you could own a piece of automotive history while making a smart investment. Here, we will discuss key factors to look for when identifying future classic cars. Limited production runs. Scarcity creates value. One of the most important factors in a car becoming a classic is how many units were produced. Vehicles that had short production runs or were manufactured in limited numbers tend to become more valuable over time, simply because they're rare and difficult to find. Scarcity naturally drives up demand, making certain models highly collectible. For example, the Honda S2000 CR Club Racer Edition was a limited-run variant of the S2000 with enhanced aerodynamics and a more track-focused setup. Because only 699 units were produced, this car is now extremely desirable among collectors, and its value has increased significantly. Similarly, the BMW M3 CSL E46 was a lightweight, high-performance version of the standard M3, and with just 1,383 units ever built, it has become a prized collector's item. Another great example is the Porsche 911R 2016, a manual transmission special edition that Porsche produced in only 991 units. Initially, these cars were sold for around $185,000, but within just a few years, their prices soared to over $500,000 due to demand from enthusiasts and collectors. If you're looking for a future classic, pay close attention to cars that were produced in limited quantities. Even if they aren't expensive now, their rarity will likely drive up their value in the coming years. Enthusiast following. A strong fan base means long-term demand. A car's popularity among enthusiasts and car communities can play a huge role in its long-term collectability. Vehicles that develop a cult following often see their values increase as enthusiasts seek to own a piece of their favorite automotive legacy. Cars like the Toyota Supra Mk4, Mazda RX-7, Nissan Skyline GT-R, and Honda NSX have all experienced massive price increases in recent years, largely because of their devoted fan bases. These models were beloved in the tuning community, featured in video games and movies, and offered exciting performance, all of which contributed to their strong collector appeal. If a car has active online forums, strong social media groups, and dedicated meetups, it's a sign that demand for it will remain high. Even cars that weren't major sales successes at launch, like the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, can become future classics if they capture the hearts of enthusiasts over time. The key is to look for cars that have passionate communities, even if they are still relatively affordable. As demand grows and availability decreases, prices for these cars will almost certainly rise. Unique or first-of-its-kind engineering. Automotive history is filled with cars that became classics because they introduced groundbreaking technology, innovative designs, or unique engineering solutions. A vehicle that brings something new to the industry is far more likely to be remembered and sought after in the future. Take the Mazda RX-7 and NSU Row 80, both of which featured rotary engines, technology that remains rare in the automotive world. While rotary engines never became mainstream, their uniqueness has made cars like the RX-7 and Mazda Cosmo highly desirable among collectors. Similarly, the McLaren F1 introduced an F1-style central driving position, making it an instant icon. Even mass-market cars that feature cutting-edge technology, like the BMW i8, one of the first plug-in hybrid sports cars, could become future classics as automotive trends shift. If a car features an unusual drivetrain, rare engine configuration, or innovative design, it stands a strong chance of being highly valued in the future. Strong performance for its era. Cars that were ahead of their time in terms of performance tend to age well and become future classics. If a vehicle delivered record-breaking speed, incredible handling, or an exceptional driving experience when it was released, it's likely to be in demand among collectors years later. A great example is the Lexus LFA, which wasn't a sales success at launch, but is now one of the most sought-after supercars due to its F1-derived V10 engine and high revving performance. Similarly, cars like the E46 BMW M3, Mitsubishi Lancer Evo AX, and Subaru Monar X STI Faki were known for their thrilling driving dynamics, making them highly desirable today. When evaluating a potential future classic, look at how it compares to its competitors. Did it offer superior performance? Was it considered a benchmark in its class? If the answer is yes, it might be a smart investment. Manual transmission, a dying breed. In today's era of automatic and electric vehicles, manual transmissions are becoming a rare feature, which makes them highly desirable among collectors. Cars with 6-speed or gated manual transmissions are increasingly sought after, as they offer a pure driving experience that modern vehicles often lack. For example, the Porsche 911R, Honda S2000, and Ferrari 430 Scuderia, manual converted versions, have all seen their prices rise significantly because they feature high revving engines paired with manual gearboxes. Even more affordable cars, like the Mazda MX-5 Miata and Honda Civic Type R FK8 manual, could become classics simply because they offer a dying form of driver engagement. If a performance car comes with a manual gearbox and is one of the last of its kind, it has an excellent chance of becoming a collector's dream. Featured in pop culture, movies, TV, and video games. A car that appears in famous movies, TV shows, or video games often skyrockets in value because it becomes the symbol of nostalgia and pop culture history. Think about the Toyota Supra Mk4 from Fast and Furious, the DeLorean DMC-12 from Back to the Future, or the Shelby GT500 from Gone in 60 Seconds. All of these saw massive value increases after their pop culture fame. Similarly, cars featured in racing video games like Gran Turismo, Forza Motorsport, or Need for Speed often become highly desirable. The Nissan Skyline GT-R R34, which gained worldwide fame through these games, is now one of the most expensive JDM sports cars on the market. If a car has a pop culture connection, it can attract collectors for years to come, making it a great investment. Timeless design, a car that ages gracefully. Some cars just look better with time, while automotive trends come and go. A truly timeless design can make a car a future classic. Vehicles that feature clean, elegant lines, balanced proportions, and distinctive styling elements tend to become more desirable as they age. Take the Jaguar E-Type, often considered one of the most beautiful cars ever made. When it was first released in the 1960s, it was a head-turner, and even today, its design still commands admiration. Similarly, the Lamborghini Countach, with its bold wedge-shaped body and scissor doors, has become a legendary design that remains iconic decades later. Even more affordable cars, like the Mazda MX-5 Miata NA, with its pop-up headlights, or the Audi TT, first generation, have developed cult followings because of their timeless styling. When evaluating a potential future classic, ask yourself, does this car have a unique yet universally appealing design? Will its styling still look great in 20 years? Does it have any iconic visual features, like gull-wing doors or aggressive fender flares? If the answer is yes, that car has a strong chance of becoming highly collectible in the future. Motorsport heritage, a connection to racing history. A car's connection to racing success or motorsport heritage can dramatically increase its desirability and future value. Cars that were inspired by, homologated for, or directly derived from racing series often become sought-after collectibles. For example, the Porsche 911 Carrera RS 2.7 was developed as a homologation model for Porsche's racing program. Today, it is one of the most valuable classic Porsches, with prices reaching well over $1 million. Similarly, cars like the BMW M3 E30, which dominated DTM racing, and the Ford GT, inspired by the legendary Le Mans winning GT40, are now highly coveted among collectors. Even rally-bred cars, like the Subaru Impreza VRX STI 22B and Lancia Delta Integral, have seen huge value increases due to their storied motorsport history. If a car has been used in racing or was built to meet homologation regulations, it has an excellent chance of becoming a future classic. Strong aftermarket and modification potential. Cars that are easily modifiable or have a strong aftermarket community tend to hold value and even appreciate over time. The ability to upgrade performance, styling, or technology means that a car will stay relevant for years and continue to attract buyers. Look at the Nissan 240SX, Toyota Supra Mk4, Honda Civic Type R, and Mazda RX-7. All of these models became cult classics largely because of their huge tuning potential. Even more modern cars, like the Ford Mustang GT, S550, and the Dodge Challenger Hellcat, are prime candidates for future collectability because of their highly customizable nature. The key indicators of a car with strong aftermarket appeal include a large community of tuners and modifiers. A wide range of performance upgrades is available. A reputation for reliability and durability when modified. If a car has endless tuning possibilities, it will likely remain desirable for decades, increasing its chances of becoming a classic. A rocky start. Cars that were initially undervalued. One of the most overlooked factors in spotting a future classic is looking for cars that weren't appreciated when they first launched, but have gained recognition over time. Many of today's most valuable classics were once market failures or overlooked models that later became beloved by enthusiasts. For example, the BMW Z8 was not a sales success when it debuted, but thanks to its timeless design and rarity, its value has skyrocketed. The Lexus LFA was also seen as an overpriced supercar at launch, but its F1-inspired V10 engine and limited production numbers have turned it into a high-dollar collectible. Another example is the Porsche 928, which was meant to replace the 911, but was initially ignored by purists. However, in recent years, its futuristic styling and V8 power have made it a highly sought-after classic. The lesson here? Look for cars that didn't sell well initially, but had unique features, great engineering, or a strong enthusiast base. These cars often fly under the radar until collectors realize their true value. Do you own a future classic? Spotting a future classic car requires knowledge, passion, and a little bit of luck. If you can identify a car with limited production, a strong enthusiast following, innovative engineering, impressive performance, a timeless design, motorsport history, and pop culture significance, you might be sitting on a hidden gem that will appreciate in value. So, what do you think? Which cars today will be the classics of tomorrow? Let us know in the comments below.